We're the indie project Bee and Theo, and we've been living and travelling the world in vans for the past 6 years. We're currently renovating an abandoned stone barn in Portugal to turn into a beautiful tiny home for us and our cats Ginjey Bear and Furrnando. Follow our journey from the very beginning as we document the whole process of creating an off-grid home. Good morning and happy New Year from me and Theo and the chickens and the cats. It's been a good year already. We're only a couple of days into it, feeling very positive, very rested. 2021 was definitely full of ups and downs. Happy to say goodbye to that year, but also really happy with the lessons that we learned. And this year, we've got so many amazing things to happen. I'm currently standing at my vegetable garden and I've got some stuff to show you because over the last few weeks, it has done amazingly. We've now officially got cauliflowers and broccolis on the go, which was the most exciting thing to discover the other day. Let me show you. So when I planted all of these, they were all plugs in the same bag and I didn't know what was what, but I had to wait until they're grown up. And now I can tell you what is what. This right here is a broccoli, and in the depths there is a little broccoli growing in there, which is so exciting. And then over here we've got a very good looking cauliflower amongst the middle somewhere. It's hidden away in the leaves, but we have definitely got a cauliflower. So I'm so excited. Look at it. It's all really come to life recently and it's doing really, really well. And whilst my mom came to stay, she planted some lavender below this olive tree. I was going to say cork. It's an olive tree and they look really cute. I've also planted some bulbs down here as well, so come spring this will look really beautiful. We've also been enjoying lettuce from the raised bed. You just snip off the outer leaves and they're so fresh and crispy and delicious, and I totally understand now why people are really into growing and eating their own food. It's just a really cool experience, and you've seen them grow from a seed or from a little plug into something that you can eat. It's really, really cool, and I'm looking forward to being able to chop the onions and crush the garlic and eat the cauliflower. There's all these different things to come, and eventually we'll be doing that in our own kitchen that we've built, in our barn that we've converted, and there's just so much happening and coming this year. Tried to combine the two together this year, and I'm just really excited about it.
Can you believe it's January and I'm sitting here in the baking sun? To be honest, I'm gonna have to take my jacket off fairly soon because it's roasting and it's only about 9:30 in the morning, and I've just finished working on the window. So the window is completely glazed now and it's looking so nice. There's one thing I need to do, and that is stain the back of the window the same as the front so it all ties in nicely. So I'm going to do that now. First thing I got to do is just mask it off so I don't get any of the stain on the glass.
It's so lovely to be sitting outside in the sun in January, and I thought I'd take this moment to sit on my laptop and actually give our website a revamp, and it's thank you to Squarespace, who have sponsored today's video, who make it so easy to do that. If you don't know what Squarespace is, it's a fantastic online platform where you can build and design your very own website with no experience whatsoever. They have loads of different themes to choose from, which is what I'm doing right now, changing up the theme of our website, changing the colours and making it fit us perfectly. If you need a logo or you need somewhere to host your blog, maybe you've got a shop and you want to sell things online, all of that is really simple to do on Squarespace. I'm going to be putting a load of new blog posts on our website this year because it's something that I really do enjoy doing and it is so easy to do. So if you want to try out Squarespace, just head to squarespace.com/indieprojects and you can get a 2-week free trial. Give it a go, find out how it works for you, and then you can also get 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. There's also a link in the description for you to click.
So now the window's all masked off, I've just gone and got the sander, and luckily this is a battery powered sander so I don't have to fire the Jenny up. I'm just going to sand off this new bit that I put on to hold the glass in, and behind this glass I've actually put some foam, some special window foam. So this window is completely sealed, we won't be getting any drafts through here, and yeah, it's like a proper window, which is really cool. And this is like the first really intricate thing that I've ever had to build that has to be like spot on, everything has to be level and square and perfect, but I'm so happy with it. And a little light sand I can get staining. So the stain that we're using is actually the stain that we used on the veranda of our house, and it's such good stuff. It's from a shop called Sin in Portugal, and they make really nice paints and really nice stains, really high quality. This is, I believe, an oil-based stain.
Yes, it is.
And it just does really well in the really harsh conditions that we have here in Portugal, so I'm going to use it on the window frame as well. And actually the window frame, it's not going to have any harsh conditions on it because now we have the lovely lean-to off the back of the barn.
Every path that we might find, light of day or black of night, anywhere life takes us to.
If you've been following us for a while, you will know that we are after some goats because we have chickens that we love and we really want some goat friends to live with us as well. Theo did start building their enclosure at the end of last year, which was only like a week ago. And we are going to be getting that enclosure finished over the next couple of weeks because there's 4 goats that need rehoming, and we just thought this is the perfect time. Let's get our asses in gear and get the enclosure done and get somewhere for them to live, because if they need a new home, we're more than happy for them to live with us. 4 females, and we're both very excited. But firstly, we need somewhere for them to sleep. They need a nice dry space, and we thought what would be a good shelter for them, the sooner the better. And we've got the perfect space, but firstly, we need to empty it. So that is what we're going to be doing next. So this is what we're going to be doing, emptying the horse box that a year ago we turned into a workshop that has just turned back into kind of a dumping ground. So we're going to take all the stuff out of here, put it in the tent, and then turn this into a palace for our 4 goats, who we don't have yet. In case you're wondering, where are the goats? We don't have them yet. We're not going to have them. We're not going to take the goats until there's somewhere secure and safe for them to live. So that's why we want to get this done ASAP.
look how much room we now have in this horse box. It's crazy. It's actually really big because it's designed to fit 2 substantial horses in here. And this once was my workshop that turned into a dumping ground, which just became very messy. I didn't end up tidying it, and it's just not really big enough for a workshop. So the workshop project and building that is going to come down the line once we've moved in to our home. And also, like Bee mentioned, we're getting 4 female goats that need rehoming, and we have taken that opportunity to rehome them here at the Indie Projects farm, HQ, and we can't wait. And we just kind of had a brainwave. We're like, we got this horse box just sitting here. Why don't they live in here as like a temporary accommodation until I have time to build them something? Because I can't be building a goat house before we finish our house. So I can't wait. We just need to find a way of moving it down into where it's going to be, into their enclosure, get all the fencing sorted, and then we can go and pick up the goats.
It's safe to say we're both really excited about getting our 4 goats and also turning this into their living quarters. Theo's got some really good ideas actually about what to do and where to partition off to create an area where we can also store their feed and the straw and bits and bobs like that, so they're out of the weather and stay nice and dry, but also so the goats can't get to them and eat them all when they shouldn't be. So that'll be really good. And then, like he said, in the future changes will be coming, but for now this is the perfect thing for the goats to live in, and I'm really looking forward to showing them their new home. Ooh, it looks lovely.
So satisfying.
Wow.
Does look nice, doesn't it?
That looks lovely.
Hello.
Hello.
And then there's the other side. Let's get fit in it. Just hanging out with my favourite labourer. He's doing a good job today at doing absolutely nothing. But we have just stuck some wedges in the window frame, so the window is in situ. It's nice and plumb, it's all level. It looks amazing from the inside and the outside. And now it's just a case of getting this window foam, spraying it around the outside and the top and the bottom, and this will just hold it in place. And I'll do exactly like we did with our front door. Once the foam's gone off tomorrow, I can point it all in and make it look beautiful like the rest of the wall.
So exciting. I honestly have been looking forward to this for ages.
Bit scared about this foam because I really need a minimal amount, and from when we did our van conversion, this stuff likes to go everywhere.
A little goes a long way, and don't get it in your hair, it really hurts. Maybe you have to take the end off. Or does that end stay on?
No, that's for getting in tight spaces.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, but yeah, okay, right, you do have to have that out. Oh!
So I've just brought some gravel down on the tractor to put in this big hole where basically this is going to be the gate post. It's a lot bigger than the other fence posts, and what we're going to do is we're going to cement these in because there's going to be quite a lot of weight hanging off them. They need to be nice and secure, but at the moment it needs lifting up just off the ground about 10 centimeters, and that way they won't rot on the bottom. Good morning. It's another beautiful day here in Central Portugal, and I actually ran out of time last night. I only had half an hour before sunset, which is not a good time to pour concrete. So I decided to wait till today, and I'm happy I did, because last night we actually had one of our first frosts. There wasn't a big frost, just a little bit of frost in certain areas, but that can really be bad news for concrete and can make it crack and all sorts. So I'm getting on with that right now, and we're going to set this post.
Morning stories, turn the page, another day's begun. Silly voices bring to life the characters you want.
So I've just checked the level of the post. This post is super wonky because it's natural round wood, so it's as level as I could get it. And now it's time to fill the footings with the concrete. Shouldn't take me long, and then we can get onto the window.
Now, do you reckon that's going to fill it, or do you think we're going to have leftovers?
I think this should just do it,
Perfect
hopefully.
amount.
Hopefully. I don't want to have to do another batch.
Unfortunately, it didn't fill up the hole completely. There's about this much to go. However big my hand is, I'd say. So Theo's going to go and do a half mix, which should hopefully be enough to keep it in place and fill it all the way to the top.
Pack your bags and fire up the engine. Drive until your heart can feel the mountains. Drive until your eyes are barely open.
So wonderful and peaceful this morning, and the sun's out, the frost is gone. I love walking up to my garden. Hello veggies! Theo's just finished with the cement. He's smoothed it all out and it's sloped down to one side, so any water that wants to sit on there will just slope off and drain off and go away. And over there, whilst he was working, I ate one of the oranges from our tree and it was delicious. So now that's done, we've got something else that we need to finish up there.
So we're straight on to the next thing, which is finishing off this beautiful little window here, which looks like a medieval kind of arrow slit for when they'd have like
Fights.
big wars back in the day. It's really cool actually, and the first thing I need to do is just pull out these wedges. These are just what we're keeping it in the right level, and now the foam should be compressing it all in. I couldn't find a way to put any fixings. It's such a small window frame in. Usually you'd put a fixing probably into the wall, but I couldn't figure out a way to do that. So the foam's keeping it in, and once it's pointed, it's not going anywhere.
Fernando's come to join us. Hello boy!
So yeah, these should just pull out. There we go.
Woohoo!
Little gap,
And it's held in place!
and then I just cut the foam around it. So I'll get all the wedges out first. These ones are a bit harder. Go for this one.
Shall I push them through from the other side? Does that help?
No. foam's doing its job though.
Brilliant. Theo's just made himself a micro mix. I think that's the best term I think I've ever said in my life. Because where his pointing is so tiny, he probably only needs about a handful of mortar, but obviously that would be a really, really mega micro mix. A mega micro mix. So the one he's just made, it looks so small and like it won't be enough. But then when you look at the window, it's probably way too much. And it's always better to have more mix than less, like we learned earlier with the concrete, hey?
So I've got a small little mix here.
Micro mix.
A micro mix, as Bee's coined. And I've done it slightly drier than I'd usually do because this wall's already finished. If it's wetter, it tends to just stick nicer, and I don't want it sticking to areas that are already finished and just making a mess. So if it's a little bit drier, it's a little bit easier to work in to smaller gaps, which is what I'm working with. These gaps are tiny. Like, some of the gaps are smaller than a pointing key, so I'm having to do some sketchy little movements, and inside's going to be tricky because I'm having to be inside the window.
Is this going to go down as your favourite thing to point of all time?
I think it's going to look good when it's finished. I'm excited to pull the masking tape off.
Yeah, but not the actual process. Looking really good.
Thank you.
Why do you look so surprised?
I'm not. I knew it would look like this, but it's just been a long time getting here, hasn't it?
It has. It really has.
Just need to chip off the excess stuff that's fallen.
I'm dying to see the masking tape taken off.
2 seconds.
Not trying to rush you or anything, but can you hurry up?
Best to do this before it dries.
Otherwise, would it just crack off and damage the stuff?
Yeah, you just want to make sure that basically you've got your window frame there, and you want the mortar to be bang on or a little bit under the window frame. You don't want it protruding above, because if you protrudes above, when you pull the tape off, it just creates a weird lip.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So
Oh, looks good. Looks really good.
nearly fell off the stool.
Oh, it looks so cute.
I'm not too worried about a little bit of mortar.
It'll flake off.
It will scratch off once it's dry, but also we're going to have to give this a little sand down and another coat, because it's only had one coat. So ideally 3 coats to protect it from the weather.
Looks like it's always been there.
And now I can just, if there's any high points,
Push them down.
I'm just going to smooth this out.
The outside window is done and it looks absolutely amazing. And I just realised I said the outside window is done. I mean the outside bit of the window is done. Theo's just working on the inside bit now, which is a lot more awkward than the outside, because he's got to work down that tiny little area of the window, and it's probably the biggest window ledge of all time.
And that's why we figured out we couldn't have it as an opening window.
Yes, so that's why we realised we couldn't have an opening window, because that was the original plan. And when we were working it out how we could fit it and everything, we realised our kitchen's going to be there, our kitchen counter is going to be in the way, and a kitchen counter is about 60 centimetres deep at least. So you've got to reach over that and then reach about another, I don't know, I'm looking at it now, probably about 40 centimetres deep on top of that. There's just no way we'd be able to easily open and close the window. So we thought, you know what, after all this dilly-dallying that we've been doing with this window for so long, we're just going to have it as a closed window. And it looks really lovely and it matches the front door perfectly. It's like they were made together, which is what we were going for, so it's absolutely perfect. And it's really nice to have the whole room completely sealed in now. How's it going? Is it hideous?
It's tough. Really tough. It's definitely going to take longer than the outside.
Oh.
But I'm getting there.
Do you want a nice drink to keep you going? Bottle of water?
I'm alright.
The suspense is killing me.
Daylight.
This is our kitchen view and Theo just blocked it with his whole body. Oh, it looks so cute. It looks like it's always been there as well.
It does. Very, very happy.
Oh, it's stunning!
And the reason we went for glass is that this is our only view, so we wanted a nice clear view out overlooking our property. And glass, you just get a much cleaner look, don't you? You can see through it perfectly. There's no kind of because originally we were thinking about using perspex and it wasn't quite right, but very happy with that.
Love it so much. It looks so good. It's hard to tell on camera because obviously it's bright outside, but it blends in so well. Well done, Theo! It's safe to say this year started off with a great start. We're both very excited about what's to come, and I know that's our favourite phrase, but it's true. We're so excited about everything. We're building our dream home. There's a lot of stuff still to go, and we're both just very eager for it, very inspired, standing here looking out of all of our plants. I just heard Ginjey meowing. There's just a lot of stuff happening, and 2022 is going to be great. So make sure you stick around. Make sure you've given this video a thumbs up, subscribed if you haven't already, and turned on notifications so you never miss a video. If you can't get enough of what we're doing, make sure that you follow us on Instagram. We post daily updates, and also on Patreon we do weekly newsletters, and you get access to our videos early. So we'll see you on the next video. Thank you for watching, and ciao for now.